What up, folks? I'm back with chapters 3 and 4 of the untitled religious one. Again, at the start, I'm going to tell you right now, I wrote the character, as a mildly racist and homophobic alpha male more than 10 years ago. I haven't read this in a while myself, so trigger alert. There may or may not be, there was in the first video, I dropped the N-word and I said it right out loud with the hard ER. Integrity, a character, not me, but there may be racist or homophobic slurs in here that I wrote as a character over a decade ago. I'm just reading it the way it would be read. So there's that. And on top of that, I think I'll just unbutton this for now. On top of that, part 2, before I start reading here, is if you haven't watched part 1, chapters 1 and 2, you should go and do that. But if you have watched chapters 1 and 2, you should go back to the comment section, because there is a fucking lunatic who posted a comment, a fucking paragraph. He covered everything from Jesus to fucking the Mel Gibson fucking conspiracy theories. That's a movie not about Mel Gibson, but the movie Mel Gibson starred in, where he was worried about all the conspiracies. This guy has that. Fucking the upcoming apocalypse. How many are going to heaven? How much is it going to cost to get a fucking barcode tattoo? All over the fucking place. This guy is clearly shit bat. He's beyond bat shit. He's shit bat crazy. Shit bat fucking crazy. That's back on the other one, the first one. A Cretin Reads Originals. The religious one. Go back to that if you haven't seen it, so you know what the fuck's going on here. Or if you have seen it and you want to fucking see some goddamn shit even I couldn't create, because this guy's woo! Go on back to that. But right now, with the warnings being said, and the shout out to probably the guy who's gonna fucking chain me to a wall and take my face off and put it on his face one day, or take a bomb into a preschool. This guy gives that vibe. That's the vibe given. Go back and look at it yourself. Just go to, don't have to watch the fucking video. Just go into the comments and you'll see the fucking cheese is off the cracker, folks. Now, that being said, beverage as always. I tried to make it snappy for you. I'll button the top one. Trying to keep it classy. Wichita. Fuck San Diego. But a shout out to Ron Burgundy. Here we go. I left off at the very end of chapter 2 last time. And as I showed you the last time, well, I'd start at chapter 3. Just the facts, ma'am. The frequently asked questions. Or if you know old school Dragnet, there was a saying back in the day when the guy from Dragnet, don't know his name, he would come in, just the facts, ma'am. The F-A-C-T-S, because you see I'm slick with the fucking wordsmith. Recap real quick. First 2 chapters. Good old boy named Stacy Hatfield. It's not really, well, it's murder, but he dies. He goes to a place where they evaluate if he's ready to move on and evolve in, you'll find out coming up, life. Not the afterlife, just life in general. Now I'll hit you off with the last little piece here of chapter 2, and we'll move on. Chapter 2, ending. Now we can begin to get you the fuck out of here, it said, as it waved its hand and a recliner appeared behind me. It waved its fingers at me and I fell into the chair. Class is about to begin. Chapter 3, just the facts, man. This is where we're picking up. This is Stacy, Grizz. If you don't know, go watch it. Class my ass, I scoffed as I began to slide out of the recliner. Shouldn't I be sitting on a cloud strumming a fucking harp right now? I wasn't a bad guy. Sit the fuck down, it said with an icy tone as it mentally pushed me back into my seat and held me there against my will. I will answer your questions, but you will stay in that fucking chair. And another thing, backwoods, you'll be referring to me as JD from this point on. Understood? You'll be referring to me as JD from this point on. Understood? No edits. No apologies. Huh. Yeah. JD. Cute fucker. I get it. JD. Fucking Jack Daniels because I'm a worthless drunk, right? No, fuckhead. JD because you are fucking JD to me. Contrary to what you believe, the universe doesn't revolve around your dumbass. Your Jack Daniels bullshit is purely coincidental, and only an alcoholic fuckwad like you would have made that connection. I swear. Look, my instructor code is J. You are now my responsibility. You following me? Get the fuck out of here. You got that fucking deer in the headlights look. Anyway, you're JD because J's A through C and J's E through J are already taken. The last JD earned his evolution just before you went snorkeling, Cousteau. Half an hour earlier, and you would have been a T something. I lucked out, and now you are. I lucked out, and here you are. Woo! JD mocked as I fought against my invisible restraints. Now settle down and get your head right. We got a lot of shit to cover. Hold on. You're representing 8 more motherfuckers besides me? I asked as I relaxed back into my chair. Well, actually, 10, including you. Go ahead and do the ABCs on your fingers if you don't believe me. I'll wait. JD snapped as he noticed me sadly trying to hide the fact that I was counting out my ABCs on my hand. What? Without counting the fucking letters on your hand, tell me what fucking number Q is. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, 10. Fuck. You're an alphabetician. Good for you. I'm sure it'd get you a truckload of puss. My concern at this point, JD, is that I have no fucking idea what's going on, and now I'm to understand that there are 9 more equally lost motherfuckers depending on you. Can I get someone else, maybe a little one-on-one? That would be really fucking nice, wouldn't it? A sort of cosmic ankle-grabbing concierge. And why not? You were so important in the short time that you were alive. Unfortunately, Mr. Trump, and this was written decades before the bullshit 2024 shit, so keep your goddamn political shit in your asshole. I don't give a fuck about you, or that orange asshole, or the fucking other one who's a goddamn dementia patient. This was when Trump was even before his goddamn stupid TV show. So, that's how famous he was even back then. Stop the political bullshit. We're back to the story. Sorry for the rant, but I know 18, 20 of you motherfuckers, that's all you'll hear. None of the rest is shit. Here we go. Unfortunately, Mr. Trump, you're stuck with me. Don't worry, though. I've been doing this for a minute. At least longer than you've had hair on your nuts, punk. JD responded with a mouthful of disgust. You can request another instructor if you want. That's on you. But the little thing you should know is we all average a minimum of 10 clients at any given time. This is my slow season. But if you want someone else that will come in here and tickle your balls and tell you everything's all right, I can set that up. Look, I don't care if you move on or not. I will tell you, however, that 85% more of my clients move on than any other instructor. If you want the best, you got them. Now I ask you, what you gonna do? Fuck, hold on. Chill for fuck's sake. I never said anything about going anywhere. I was simply posing the question of why I wasn't living the harps and halos or sulfur and sodomy lifestyle. What happened to heaven and hell and all of that shit? Allow me to pose a question. Cool? Why not? Good. What do you get when you put God, Satan, Allah, Jehovah, Buddha, fucking Santa, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, and a brilliant woman in the same room? What? I shrugged. An empty fucking room. None of those fucking things exist. I hate to burst your bubble, but all that religion shit was created by man to control man. Every faith in every corner of the world. It's all bullshit. Darwin was the closest motherfucker to ever get it right. Life evolves. Not so much species as the energy of life itself. He was close though, JD stated, as excited as an epileptic in a room full of strobe lights. That's bullshit. Everyone knows God created the... Everyone knows God... See, my tongue can't say it. That's bullshit. Everyone knows God created the world, the universe, and all the people. It's in the Bible. Yes, the Bible. JD sighed, squeezing the bridge of his nose, eyes closed, as he shook his head. One of the single greatest pieces of fiction ever written. Can you name one other work of literature that came out at the same time as the Bible? No. You know why? For its time, the Bible was the Rocky franchise, time the Terminator, times fucking Star Wars. The first three, the good ones. Plus, The Princess Bride with a sprinkle of the bucket list. A lot of big storytelling with gripping characters in outrageous situations that culminated in a joy, feel-good ending. The Bible was the first fucking mass entertainment blockbuster. There was nothing else to complete. There was nothing else to compete. Sad but true. You know why no one ever found Jesus' corpse? Not because he rose to heaven. Nah. The motherfucker never existed. He was the byproduct of a series of mediocre fantasy writers that couldn't make it on their own. Virgin birth? Come on. An immaculate deception. The Bible is quite simply the world's first collection of short stories co-authored by so-so writers. Unfortunately, until Dr. Julius Quentin perfects time travel on November 25th, 2172, and universally discredits all the fucking followers of blind faith, people will still believe what they're told to. But I digress. You're not going to heaven or hell because they're as real as the Simpsons. You can, however, evolve into something better. Hold on. And yeah, don't say the coughs and the fucking, I'm being smitten or smoked. It's because I'm fucking an old man that can barely read and my throat's dry. Barely read out loud. I can't read. Evolve into what? What the fuck are you talking about? I was a man, top of the food... Or, sorry. Evolve into what? What the fuck are you talking about? I was a man, top of the fucking food chain. Yeah, you were top of that food chain, but it's my job to weld your link onto another. Yeah, you were top of that food chain, but it's my job to weld your link onto the next fucking chain. That's what I do, JD said, leaning his head back with a shit starter glare in his eyes. Whenever you're ready. No fucking heaven, huh? Good thing I didn't waste my Sundays in church, I half-heartedly giggled as a crazy thought flashed across my mind. You're supposed to help me evolve, as you say. Have I ever evolved before? This ain't my first time up to bat, is it? Well, if you must know, no. You were actually one of the few human beings that did evolve from primates. You were actually one of the few human beings that did evolve from primates. Your first appearance on Earth was as a young chimpanzee in Tanzania in the early 60s. Fuck yeah, I bet it was a dominant take-no-shit alpha chimp. That's how I've always rolled. I nodded, getting more comfortable in my chair. Not quite, Jane Goodall. Fuck! Not quite, but Jane Goodall did study you and your babies. That's cool. I was a badass tribal father that fucked any monkey pussy that crossed my path, right? King Kong and shit, I boasted. Actually, you were the proud mother of 3 male chimps who would eventually become leaders in your cartload. JD smirked. I looked up cartload to see what a group of chimps were. And that's on Paper Dictionary. That's bullshit. I'm a fucking man. Evolution doesn't give a shit if you got a dick or not. Life simply is. Hell, man, this is the first time you've lived as a male. Well, more accurately, it's only the second time you've lived past the act of birth. You were a crackhead's miscarriage once, a morning after pill abortion once, and a legitimate clinic abortion once. You've had an exceptionally shitty time achieving human life, and once you do, you fuck it up both barrels on rock and roll. If there were a God, I think I can safely say that the motherfucker never liked you. Aborted twice? Oh, please. Please tell me them bitches had to pay for what they did. Wish I could, boss. One's still alive and gave up on men after the guilt of killing you caused her a mild nervous breakdown. Bulldyke now. So at least you have that. The other was killed by a drunk driver in a pickup when she ran a red light. She was busy texting her friends looking for another abortion pill. I'm not sure if that falls under irony or karma. Maybe poetic justice. Who knows? Anyway, no. Because they were both such selfish, heartless cunts, they will both sail right on through to whatever they have coming to them. Sorry. Them's the rules. Well, this is just bullshit. I was a good guy. I didn't fuck with nobody. I gave change to bums. Shit, I was a fucking organ donor, man. I didn't do a fucking thing to deserve this, I rationalized. You answered your own riddle. You were an 18-year-old nobody that never did... You answered your own riddle. You were an 18-year-old nobody that never did anything to deserve moving on. And if it makes you feel better, your organs are getting plenty of use from all kinds of satisfied recipients. More or less. JD smirked. Fuck you. Alright, so I've been here 4 times already. What do I have to do to move on? Nothing. Or no. Scratch that. Rewind it. What did I have to do to move on? Nothing. Animals get an instant pass. Sometimes into another animal, and sometimes, as in your case, a human being. Have you ever dreamed about being an animal as you slept? A monkey a couple of times. Yeah, those technically weren't dreams. More like memories buried deep in your subconscious. Cool, huh? Oh yeah, straight fucking Fonzie, I scoffed. Miscarriages, abortions, basically any child under 12 gets a sort of do-over. That is unless they were a super fucking fantastic child, saved a life or stopped a robbery or some shit like that. Those types of special cases get the green light. Unfortunately, you died in the womb 3 times. Like I said before, you had a shitty run at being a human. JD quasi-sympathized. So I've gathered from your constant fucking reminding. I don't care about the old shit anymore. What do I have to look forward to? What's the next evolution? Alien? Maybe an X-Men? Something better than what I was? Well, I can't tell you. What? Why the fuck not? What do you mean I can't tell you? Can't or won't? I asked, clearly pissed. Can't, man? Damn. I don't have any goddamn idea what's going to happen to you next. Or what's going... Can't, man. Damn. I don't have any goddamn idea what's going to happen to you if you ever succeed in moving on from here. Life moves forward and forward alone. No one ever gets to come back. That's why I can't tell you what happens next, because no one has ever told me. What about those people that get pronounced dead but come back talking about tunnels of light and seeing dead relatives? They came back. No, Einstein, they never fucking left. Christ, try to follow me here. The brain is a beautiful, complex machine that houses years of accumulated data and emotions and dreams and all around bullshit. When you die, the brain begins to dump those files as your life force prepares to close up shop. Now, if they start to do CPR or defib your ass, these memories and impulses tend to flash. I'm sure it feels like you left your body, but no, just simple mechanics. I would like to believe that y'all achieved something better and I could stand here and lie to you, but like I said, I can't tell you. Judging by your previous record, I'd lead towards yes. Fair enough. Shit. Okay. What do I have to do to get this bus running? Hallelujah. Finally. I love it when you fuckers decide to get down to business. Here, have a look at this. JD smiled as he pulled a manila folder out of the thin air like a cheap parlor magician and handed it to me. The file name typed in bold lettering across the tab read, Bingham, Colton. I looked up from the folder and gave JD a raised eyebrow. Now what? Shrug. Read it, dipshit. He answered coldly. He's your assignment. You don't have to be a dick about it. I mumbled and flipped the folder open to the first page. All right, Colton Bingham. What's your story? Thus ends Chapter 3. We'll start Chapter 4. And the name of Chapter 4 is... There's only 6 chapters. I only got through 6. 5 and 6 will come later on. And then we'll be done with this unnamed religious story that's probably already pissed off a few of you. I know the one guy from the last one is probably shitting bricks at how plausible my shit is compared to his. Chapter 4, Bingham Dumb. All you college fans, figure that one out. All right, here we go. I leaned back in my recliner, kicked the footrest up, and began to read. Name, Colton Bingham. Sex, male. This is back when, before all the shit. So, if you're easily triggered by actual pronouns of men and women, fuck off now. Over a decade ago, I'll start this one over. I leaned back in my recliner, kicked the footrest up, and began to read. Name, Colton Bingham. Sex, male. Race, white, non-Hispanic. Height, 5'5". Weight, 175. Eyes, hazel. Hair, blonde. Date of birth, 1/27/1988. Social secure. Do I really have to go over all this bullshit? I asked, looking up from the folder. No, you don't have to do a goddamn thing you don't want to do. Go into this blind. I don't give a fuck. It's not my evolution that's hanging in the balance. I'm sure you'll do just fine on your own. You're obviously an astute observer of human nature. After all, you made quick friends with Jim and Lester. How'd that work out for you? J.D. replied. Always gotta be bringing up old shit, I scoffed. Fine, I be reading, boss. I skimmed down past his social, his place of residence, blood type, medical history, and all the shit that creates a person on paper. If I had to learn about this prick, I had to know about him, not fucking stats. I flipped to page 3 and my eyes came to rest upon the achievements section. Here we go. I smiled and leaned forward in my chair. See, grasshopper? Patience, J.D. smirked. Are you going to be a fucking horse's ass the entire time I'm here? I asked, peering over the folder. What do you think, picture pages? If there are any big words in there... What do you think, picture pages? If there are any big words in there that you don't understand, let me know. I'm here for you, reading rainbow. I sighed long. Oh, sorry. I sighed long and annoyed. May I? And nodded toward the file. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was bothering you. My most sincere apology. Shut the fuck up, please. God damn. I snapped, ruffled the folder, and found my place. Academic history. Hopefully he's not a smear shit in his hair retard. You were warned. The little butt wipe graduated in the top 10% of his high school class. A 3.7 GPA. Fuck, better than mine. No college. He didn't even try to apply to any. As a matter of business, he actually turned down a handful of academic scholarships. Dumbass. Wait a second, what's this? Colton was required to maintain a minimum of a 3.5 GPA to gain access to a sizable trust fund upon his high school graduation. At last estimate, the midget motherfucker was worth approximately 25 mil. That's 5 more zeros than I have ever had in my pocket. I hate the fucker already. As far as I could tell, at least on paper, the motherfucker was a fairly well-educated, spoiled prick. Okay, so he's a rich little fellow with book smarts. So what? What the fuck do you want with me? I asked. Jesus Christ, just read the goddamn thing and I'll tell you why he's so fucking important to your future at the end. God damn, please. Sorry, damn. Excuse me for giving a shit. I turned the page and read the title to the next section. Hobbies. Fast cars, head from models, top shelf hooch. Gotta be shit like that, man. I don't give a fuck about this little bitch. How this little bitch likes to pass his spare times. I started to turn the page without so much as reading one word. J.D. exaggeratedly cleared his throat. I rolled my eyes up to look at him without raising my head. You might want to read that section. Skip ahead. Do I need to go get Joe or Steve and start putting big fucking blue paw prints on everything that might... Alright. This is a reference to Blue's Clues, so you probably might not know this. This is back when my kids were very young and I watched Blue's Clues with them. Okay, so do I need to go get Joe or Steve and start putting big fucking blue paw prints on everything that might possibly be paramount to solving your current situation? Again, just read the fucking thing. It's only a few pages. I'm not asking to memorize War and Peace. I'm starting to get real tired of repeating myself. Do what the fuck I say from now on, or I'll come back and check on you in a decade, dick. I hear you every word. Don't go anywhere. I stress, waving my hand in cadence with every word. All right, hobbies. Colton enjoys listening to and performing karaoke along with 80s pop hits. Well, fuck, I clearly needed to know that. He is an avid collector of internet pornography. Fucking everything. Anal, S&M, rape fantasy, bondage, bestiality, barely legal, as well as pedophilia. A variety of fetishes that include food, feet, scat, water sport, and amputees. Pretty much if you can fuck it or be covered in it, he'll watch it. Whatever happened to the good old regular penis vagina fucking? Rich fuckers. He also enjoys cruising for prostitutes, female at present. Recently he has added brutal rape, torture, and murder to his repertoire. He has currently abducted, tortured, sodomized, murdered, and dismembered 6 women. Well, who hasn't? Come again? I reread the last page. I reread the last passage. This time actually paying attention. God damn. Sick puppy. Pretty fucked up, huh? JD chuckled, obviously recognizing the fact that my face had transformed from a blank stare of boredom into a look of mild shock. Is that shit real? I mean, really real? No bullshitting? No bullshitting. That's what I wanted you to see. Now, I will answer all of your questions. Fire away. Where the fuck do I start? You drop a dossier, you drop a dossier, fucker dossier, in my lap that chronicles the exploits of a Bush League serial killer, currently active and at large, who for some reason holds the keys to my afterlife, and nonchalantly asks if I have any questions. Well, if it's not an inconvenience, what does this motherfucking degenerate have to do with me? It was truly okay to question the mighty Oz now, or should I raise my hand, your highness? Look, shithead, don't get fresh with me. I told you to ask your bootleg fucking questions. Don't get cute. Alright, I'm done playing. What's our connection? As I previously mentioned, he is your assignment. You're going to get to know Mr. Bingham up close and personal over the course of the next 5 days. 120 hours to be exact. The clock will start the second you accept the mission, 00 douchebag. Okay, I guess you're going to make me work for this, aren't you? What would this fucking mission be, Mrs. Moneypenny? I slowly asked, trying to contain my anger. It's sort of, advisory position. Guardian angel type shit. All you gotta do is make sure this fine young gentleman stays off the radar for a paltry 5 days. No police, no jail time, no SWAT situations, none of that shit. Shouldn't be a problem, right? Getting thirsty. One would think, the fucker has wiped my ass with Benjamin's money. I'm sure he has a kick-ass bachelor pad with a custom-made murder room or torture chamber or soundproof rape room. Some shit like that, right? You should have paid attention to... No, you should have read the fucking part that described his casa pinche culo. Richie Rich lives in a 2-bedroom studio apartment in a raggedy-ass neighborhood in Little Rock. He drives a beat-down shitbox truck, slightly nicer than yours used to be. If you saw this turd walking towards you on the street, you'd probably expect him to ask for some spare change. He could be Ric Flair styling and profiling, but instead he's pulling the chameleon switch up. Nobody ever gives a working class looking peon a second glance. He might as well be a ghost. Well, he was an honor student after all. He's actually pretty fucking smart when you look at it. That's the only thing smart about this motherfucker these days. Don't let those report cards from days gone by influence your opinion of this ignorant fuck. He only worked those textbooks to get paid. Once he got that diploma, and more importantly got that payday, he started wholeheartedly smoking and drinking everything intelligent about him away. Now he has 3 loves in his life: weed, liquor, murder. At least he's not a meth head. Not yet, but eventually the strongest green and the highest proof won't be enough to get him where he wants to be. You used to be an alcoholic, you know that. Hold on, Nancy Reagan. I was a beer drinker. I didn't even like smoking weed. I was content to drink beer. That's a far cry from meth, so back the fuck up off me. Anyway, why are we talking about me? Focus, this motherfucker, the chameleon. Stay on target, gold leader. As I was saying, his brain used to be half full. Nowadays it's 3/4 empty. This isn't going to be a stroll in the park by any means. The fucker looks at porn all day, gets his little pee-pee hard, gets fucked up, and then haphazardly goes out and finds some poor bottom feeder to kill. He doesn't plan shit. He doesn't have any rituals or follow some bullshit lunar cycle. He doesn't make any attempt to cover his tracks. He's a jackass along the lines of someone you'd expect to drown during a carjacking. Just got to get those jabs in, don't you? So he's an idiot now. I can work with that. I've dealt with dipshits my entire life, not a problem. I'm going to assume that I have some sort of mystical power at my disposal, possession or move shit around all ghosty style. Can he see me or hear me? No, no, and no. No? What the fuck else is there to do? How the hell am I supposed to influence this fucker if I'm nothing more than a fart in the breeze? You will have the power of suggestion, J.D. squealed, raising his index finger high in a giddy Eureka the cat that shat the hat gesture. The cat that shat in the hat gesture. As if he had just discovered the method for turning diarrhea into diamonds. Okay, the power of suggestion sounds phenomenal. Couple of quick questions though, if I may. What the fuck does that mean? And more importantly, what the fuck does that mean to me? It means, you ungrateful shit. Excuse me. It means, you ungrateful shit, that while you can't hold deep life-altering conversations or take long walks on the beach at sunset like a couple of queer nutsacks, you can somewhat speak to his mind, i.e., the power of suggestion. Seeing as you'll be Colt's overseer for the next 5 days, and seeing as you're Sans body, more importantly, Sans vocal cords, life has granted us humble instructors the ability to imbue our clients with limited mental interaction. You won't be able to speak directly to or force your influence on Colton, but you will take over his subconscious inner dialogue for the next business week. You'll be his voice of reason, his little birdie. He may decide to listen to you, but I wouldn't bet on it. Like I said, this won't be easy. He's the rock, and I'm the hard place. He's the rock, and I'm the hard place up the creek of shit that you're careening along without a paddle. Fuck, I whispered. Huh. I have to keep a drug-addled, functionally retarded psychopath with borderline ADHD out of harm's way, using only suggestions that will more than likely go ignored. Fuck, why not? Anything else? Race fucking Atlantis? Cure cancer? Pat my head and rub my belly at the same time? Now, settle down, Negative Nancy. I didn't say that he wouldn't listen to you. I said that he probably wouldn't listen to you. Big difference. I go so far as to give you at least a 5% success rate. Not great, I agree, but at least it's better than nothing. Look, I'm not supposed to take a personal interest in my clients, but you're starting to grow on me. I can't tell you how to successfully pass this challenge, though I know how I would approach it. No, I can, however, give you a few pointers that you can take or leave. Up to you. Good Lord, some other face. Let me get a fresh beverage, folks. Pause there. Or skip forward about 30 seconds. If you're that fucking intrigued about the flow of the story. Oh. Now we're back to Stacey Hatfield. Whatever you can do, I sighed, shaking my head at the floor. In one fell swoop, J.D. waved the recliner. In one fell swoop, J.D. waved away the recliner, and I was suddenly standing as erect as a 70-year-old's flaccid penis tangling with the little blue miracle. Well, you know he's an alcoholic pothead. You know he's a compulsive loose cannon. You know he loves porn. All that shit's in his file. You're not stupid. Help me help you. You can do the work, or you can... What can you do to work around his addictions? Shit, I don't know. Try to get his mind right before he gets fucked up. Survey says... JD shouted, suddenly wearing a very smart-looking Armani suit. Damn, I would have looked good if I had money. Ding, ding, ding. A phantom bell told. Number one answer on the board, genius. Canned applause spattered from the invisible crowd. Can't we just do this shit like regular folk? I asked. Bah! The strike sound from the Family Feud thundered. Of course not. My world, my show. You wanted my help. We're going to do this shit my way. The crowd applauded again. I wanted to take his stick mic and shove it up his ass. Next question then, Mr. Dawson. Mr. Dawson was well before Steve Harvey. If you go back and look at your Family Feud history, I can't remember his fucking first name, but I know his last name was Dawson, and he liked to very long linger kiss underage family members, female. He was probably a pedo. Speculation, but Mr. Dawson was far before Mr. Harvey on the feud. And we're back. Next question then, Mr. Dawson. Fuck yeah, old school feud. I knew I'd like you. Or, fuck yeah, old school feud. I knew I liked you, kid. Next question. You know he's a flighty fucker, prone to acting on impulse after he's gotten the victim alone. After he's gotten the victim alone. You know he lives alone and he's successfully killing. You know he lives alone and he's successfully killed 6 whores so far. You know he couldn't possibly have racked up that body count if he didn't have at least a kernel of caution rattling around that head of his. He separates the target from the group, so keep him away from prostitute. No, hold on. Keep him around groups of people. Let me see. Keep him around groups of people. Ding, ding, ding. Number one answer, kid. You're a fucking natural. Final round. One answer left, and then I'm afraid you'll be ready to leave my nest, little starling. Ready? Hit me. Finally, you know this degenerate fuck loves porn. Look at that shit. Look at that shit a majority of the day while self-medicating. Looks at that shit majority of the day while self-medicating. One would say it's a passion of his. How could one possibly use this knowledge to their benefit, sweet Stacy? Grizz, asshole. Sorry, Jizz. No one was polled. This is solely my opinion. How could you use Colt's addiction to porn to your advantage? One answer on the board. JD smarmed as he put his arm around my shoulder. I thought I smelled the faint hint of aqua velva. I don't know, keep the fucker on the computer looking at porn all day and night? The crowd gave me a half-hearted smattering of applause. It's been great having you here. If your answer is on the board, I'll have no choice but to move you ahead. Show me, keep the fucker looking at porn all day and night. There was a slight pause that felt like an eternity unto itself. Then suddenly, ding, 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 outstanding dry gulch. Let's get you started, JD smirked as I turned to see him standing in the exact same ensemble that I had arrived in once more. Wow, thanks for being a helpy helperton, Captain Obvious. I would have figured that shit out on my own, eventually. Nevertheless, I guess I'm ready to kick the tires and light the fires, Goose. Just 2 more questions before I start this shit in earnest. 1, how do I speak to him? And 2, can I get a hold of you if I need to? Well, all you need to do to speak to Colt is simply speak to Colt. His brain will siphon out the important shit that you're telling him. This ensures that you don't drive him crazy by overflowing his mind with pointless shit like a nagging wife. 2nd, if you need to seek my counsel, simply call out JD. I'm here to help as much as I can, which isn't a whole hell of a lot once you get started. That shouldn't matter to you anyway. Like you said, you'll figure this shit out on your own. I'm sure you'll do a whiz-bang job too, Chief. JD snickered. Appreciate the vote of confidence, asshole. What are we waiting for? You didn't say the magic word yet, JD replied with a coy smirk. Abracadabra, open sesame, alakazam, fucking please. What, damn it? Now, JD answered as a movie screen-sized countdown timer blinked 120 hours suddenly appeared behind him. When you're truly ready, just say now, and you'll be on the clock. The clock doesn't stop once it starts, and there are no timeouts. I suggest that you're 100% sure that you're ready to go before you say, now, I growled. Anything to shut that fucker up. The checkerboard lava world faded away into a glowing pinpoint, and then, in the span of a second, the pinpoint blossomed into a moderately medium-sized apartment. I was standing behind a little nothing of a man staring at a computer screen. Bingham dumb. Here I come. And that's the end of chapter 4. And there's 2 chapters left. Chapter 5, I'll give you a preview. Sneak will be Full Circle Jerk. And that will come in probably about a week. So that was 3 and 4. I look forward to hearing from the fucking lunatic from chapters 1 and 2. And I don't look forward to hearing from the assholes, if they watch this, who think I was making mockery of Trump, even though I wrote this over a decade ago when he still had a fucking stupid TV show. It's not political. You want to tell me I'm a shitty writer? Tell me I'm a shitty writer. You want to tell me I don't know how to fucking tell a story? Tell me how to tell a story. I don't give a fuck about your leanings. I don't care for either one of them. Anyway, that being said, and as always, I'm going to finish this beverage. I'm going to take off this beautiful $5 Goodwill jacket that none of you told me I look just fucking smashing in. Kind of breaks my heart a little bit, because you can polish a turd, not to a high gloss, but to a dull finish. As always, with love, with respect, with a karate fucking hand gesture, and gesture, and gesture. Let me stand up here and give you all a fantastic Thursday night. Shit. Peace, folks.